The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. All right, coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I'm one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is
F.U.Hunter. What's up, bitches?
What is going on? With us tonight, back again, is Murphy Lawless.
Why, hello. How did you know I would be hungry for more?
I think we're all hungry, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all a little famished.
The time of year, it gets a little cold. I start to worry, you know,
You need stores, right? You need stores. You need to fill up the freezer.
a little bit of meat on the bones,
Exactly.
if you will.
And in the holiday spirit, we decided an episode on cannibalistic horror was needed.
Yes.
Because if anything that you can take away from this episode is you can get away with murdering a family member around Thanksgiving. You just cook them. You just cook them.
Yeah.
And no one will know the difference. It's that easy.
Put gravy on them.
Yeah. Just put
Actually, you got to play your cards right because you got to make sure, because if your family does bird, they're going to have questions. If your family does ham, you're in the clear.
True. A lot of families do both.
They do. They do.
And you can freeze that shit and save it for a couple Thanksgivings.
Yeah, you fucking can.
Right?
Especially if you actually have someone that knows how to carve a person.
If you know how to carve a deer or a cow, you can carve a person.
I'm pretty
It's
sure
the
that
same shit.
Look,
I'm
just
a
get a
little
copy
worried.
of Grey's Anatomy and work.
I'm a little worried right now. Y'all are like,
I'm sorry. Like all the
setting
parts,
up the rules.
all the parts are the same. You've got the rump roast, which is literally
Right.
ass. You've
Yeah.
got the
Right.
hind quarter, which would
Right.
be your thighs. You've got the tenderloin, which is the strip up the spine. I mean, everything is exactly the same.
I could eat those ribs. Okay, no, I'm fine.
There are ribs. I mean,
Yes.
everything is the same.
Sorry, I have trouble with pork.
It's just the
ribs.
way the body sits it will change the fat content. Like, cows
That's
sit on all
true.
fours, so the fat tends to go down the ribs
Oh my
versus humans that...
Think about how amazing like a stew with like human rump roast would be.
God
There's
damn.
so much fat. Especially like if I like cut off half of my ass, I would still have enough ass to sit on. Like, oh my God.
if Albert Fish was alive, we could just ask him. How does that stew taste?
I would not ask that fucked up old man shit other than how many needles are in your groin. Do you know?
The x-ray told him. Ugh,
It's true.
Fuck that.
It's true.
I could imagine like jamming. Anyway, that's a different
Y'all
thing right
thought
there.
a lot about this. Fuck.
It's just that easy. They even show you in Tales from the Crypt. Remember the diner episode?
Oh, I know.
They show you how easy it is to literally mimic cow cuts to
That's
human
the
cuts.
Christopher Reeve episode,
Yes.
right? Yep. Isn't Meatloaf on that too? Which is kind of ironic.
Meatloaf was the first kill.
right, but that's
wasn't
the
he?
same. Meatloaf is in the
Aw.
episode about
Reprising his role in the Rocky Horror Picture Show as dinner. Nice.
Exactly. I'm just,
Yeah.
because I remember they open the freezer up and you just see chunks missing out of them. You're like, holy fuck.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So,
Literally Meatloaf.
Look, man, there's a reason you asked me to be on this episode, and it's not because I was a fucking Girl Scout.
I think the easiest one to start with, and just, I hate to say get out of the way, but really get out the way, is the Texas Chainsaw franchise. I mean, come on, they're like the king of king.
They were so blatant with their cannibalism.
Not only fucked up family, but just all they do is eat people. But the caveat is they also want to wear their skin.
I mean, that's fair. It's not the one that I thought you were going to say, to be honest. But there's definitely like an important one, especially like he really dug into that in Texas Chainsaw 2.
Yeah.
Where he was like, y'all didn't think that was funny? Okay.
Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
this.
Secrets in the chili. You know what I
The
mean? Like,
secrets in the meat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
secrets in the meat.
it's just like, they're blatantly hitting you over the head. We eat people.
Yeah, he's like, a lot of people think you need to skimp on the meat. Nuh-uh.
Nope.
I mean, in the first one, they're trying to feed Grandpa, right? Like,
Yeah,
if
trying to
you're
feed
to
Grandpa.
question the dude that's barely alive, they're like, eat this finger, it'll make you feel better. Like,
It's like, suckle the blood. It's not weird.
Yeah. Here, prick a finger here. Suck on it, Grandpa. Fucking ugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and that's I agree. It's probably the most. I think with horror fans, probably the most well known. I mean, the next we get to would probably be the most like generic. If you say cannibal, there's a person whose name rhymes with cannibal.
Oh, we're diving into that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I thought you were going
That's
to
what
talk
I'm saying.
about.
Because-
Generally, if you say cannibal, this is what will come up.
Because you're right. I was speaking specifically to horror fans that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the first one to pop up. Because technically, The movies are not horror movies. They aren't.
Yeah.
They're thrillers. I mean,
I feel like Hannibal,
if you were to put Silence of the Lambs in the horror category, then you need to put James Patterson, like Kiss the Girls and Along Came a Spider and all his fucked up serial killer movie books that have become movies into the horror realm. Just because it's a fucked up individual that is killing people for whatever fucked up sadistic shit that they're into doesn't necessarily mean it's a horror film. I don't know why society deems Silence of the Lambs as a horror film.
I think because it has horrific elements, and one of the beautiful things about horror is that damn near anything could be horror if you're afraid of it.
That is true.
And
that is true.
the thing about Silence of the Lambs that I think stuck with people, and I would also argue that within that franchise, Hannibal Rising and Red Dragon strayed more into the path of genuine horror.
Series. Exactly.
Right. And which were funny because those were both prequels, so it is interesting to me. But that I think the thing that was really horrifying to people is that a lot of times when people want to talk about cannibalism, they want to talk about it as a faraway thing, as a thing that doesn't happen here, that intelligent people don't do. And so you get maniacs like, the Sawyer family and things like that, and other instances, which we'll discuss later, and not the highly educated, well-cooking, brilliantly spoken Dr. Lecter.
And I think that's what enticed people, is that you almost aren't shocked with, the family in Texas Chainsaw. They're just crazy maniacs, kill people and eat them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this thing with Hannibal Lecter. Like, he's so well spoken and just like bragging about killing someone and just, making a nice little meal out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's what I think got into everybody, was that mannerism he had. Yeah, he kills people and he eats them, and it's not a big deal, and he's very high class about it,
And you need him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess that I do understand the concept of why. I just have already being like raised in the horror world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a horror movie.
It's like the Bane phrase was like, I was molded by it. Like people that came into Silence of the Lambs and probably don't watch horror, but they're just like this kind of like, ooh, little toe in the water.
I would say the Hannibal escape scene is probably the closest you get to what I would say the beats of a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
So good. But I do think that we, like, if nothing else, like, we have to give it to him because he was in that feature-length movie for 14 minutes and made the biggest impression out of anything in that film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that leads into what I think, because it did kind of get shuffled into the horror category, and it allowed for later on, like you said, Red Dragon and Hannibal Rising, which Hannibal Rising is actually really fucking dark.
Yes.
But when you go into the NBC series Hannibal, I think that's really where it's shining, and it is a fucking horror show. Like that one scene in Silence of the Lambs when he escapes, that's like the entire series, 3 seasons of a show. Like he's just like filleting people and putting them in and making art pieces out of them and like that. Okay, there you go. That's crossing over Texas Chainsaw because they were making furniture and shit out of people. Ed Gein, like real life shit, right?
Mm-hmm. So here is something that I wish to posit to you as a person that, shall we say, enjoyed both Mads Mikkelsen and
they're both so good,
and Sir Anthony Hopkins in multiple ways in those roles. I think part of the horror aspect for people that especially do not typically watch horror, seek horror out, is that they were watching these individuals do and say horrific things, be very frank about them, and found themselves attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that aspect plays into it more psychologically than a lot of people realize, because then you start to go, oh, but he's attractive. Yes, and he eats people.
I think that's one of the reasons Hannibal just doesn't work, is that everybody's like, oh my God, a fucking sequel to Silence of the Lambs. But he was so just like not playing the same kind of Hannibal Lecter in the sequel where, he's more attacking the dude and like, where like he's feeding the guy to the pigs. I don't know. There's just a beat that doesn't work in Hannibal, even though it almost plays. Hannibal has more beats of a horror movie than Silence of the Lambs, in my opinion.
It does. And Hannibal was the third one to come out. So they did Red Dragon first, and then with the success of that, they did Hannibal.
Well, they did. Now, Red Dragon came out after Hannibal.
I thought so.
That's what's weird about it.
Oh,
yeah.
Red Dragon's Red Dragon's awesome.
Yeah, but that's
That's
Red Dragon
my confusion
is a remake of Manhunter.
Yeah. Well,
Even
God,
though-
Manhunter wasn't.
Yeah.
But
Which is a slower version, slower of Red Dragon. But Hannibal was that sequel, and everybody was stoked as shit about it. I mean, when it came out, it broke the record for like highest grossing rated R movie because everybody had to fucking see it, and everybody was hyped to see it, and then turned off by it. And I think a lot of that is because they leaned into it. He does murder more people. And I mean, dude, he fucking feeds Ray Liotta his own fucking brain. All right, like,
Yeah,
what else can you say about that? All right,
Yeah, but fuck that dude.
Yeah. Seriously. And I think when it comes to, if I'm looking at straight horror, not just the horror of humanity, which is really where Hannibal Lecter comes into play, at least in the books with an Anthony Hopkins portrayal, it's like you're a serial killer. That's the horror of humanity. But when you're looking at the aggrandized horror that is the genre that we love when we're talking about,
Right.
I think Mikkelsen? I can never fucking pronounce his fucking name.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen. Like I always stumble over that, but because he did it in a way where he didn't talk like he was crazy. He didn't exaggerate, the different syllables and the words. He talks monotone the entire series.
Oh yeah,
like that is the definition of sociopath. Like he is, but in the same vein, you can play that off as being a therapist because you need to keep your tone neutral. You're
Docile.
docile. But so you see, he just can. It shows how he can hide,
like blend in. Like
exactly.
There's not gonna be any attention brought to him because like everybody expects someone that's fucking killing people and eating them to be whacked out of their mind, and he's like, no.
You don't want to startle the herd.
Exactly. And he also, that's actually a part of the episode where he's like, this animal tastes frightened.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't watched it, but there's a scene where someone brings something over for him to cook, and he's like, this animal tasted frightened. And he was bringing over someone that he had just killed while they were running from him.
Yeah.
And Hannibal caught it. He was like, yeah, you need to make sure they're comfortable, or they don't see you coming. I'm like, holy shit. So that's really what's scary to me. And it shows him like actually keeping people alive and feeding them things to make them taste better and then slowly chopping pieces off. Like that's fucking horror movie. That's like legit horror territory to me. So the show I think does a better job of going the horror route than the movies ever did.
Well, it has more time to play with dimension.
Exactly.
And
I was gonna say that gives you a little more advantage as you're not set to an hour and a half to 2 hours. You are set to 14 hours of one season to just
I don't know why the fuck it got canceled. It's still being shopped around by the writers to land on somewhere.
I wouldn't be shocked if Netflix picks it up. I mean,
well, they were in talks, and then I don't know. I forget what the article said happened there, but like all of them, Hulu, Prime, like all of them are because it's streaming. Oh, there was a lock on Netflix, I think, having strictly the streaming rights. So I don't think they could shop it around to film it while it was locked in just for the streaming rights somewhere else.
Sense.
But now it's on Hulu. And I think it's on Prime too for streaming. So
I think it's still on Netflix because that's where I just started watching.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's on all three networks. So I think if it's there, that means maybe it's starting to get freed up enough to where we could. I would take it. I mean, the last season aired in like I think it was 17 or 18. I would take it coming back after a 2-year gap, especially now that it doesn't have what little bit of like it doesn't seem like it had a lot of restriction.
Yeah.
A little wrangling in, but I feel like now it's like okay.
They can just do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah,
exactly. So. Yeah, we definitely need to touch on Hannibal and the more romanticized, the romantic side of the cannibalism, because his side was more of how he like his relationship with people. Like if he really connected with you, then he felt like he needed to eat you for the ultimate like.
Well, that is, I mean, okay. So we're gonna delve into some interesting theory territory. Because, that plays into a lot of long-standing beliefs. And there's, the ritualism aspect of it, of the beliefs of, like, gaining someone's power, gaining someone's strength, or what have you, gaining someone's sight, depending on the body parts that you eat. And then there's something that, comes back again and again and again, at least in the things that I've researched. Not that I dig a lot into cannibalism outside of this podcast. Totally normal.
I'm moving my chair over.
Oh, it's funny. It's fine. Remember, consent is mandatory with me, so I wouldn't eat you unless I had your permission.
Why are you licking your lips as you're saying that? That's so weird.
My lips are chapped. It's winter.
Not yet. So am I.
I can lick my lips and not eat you. It's not. Don't read me, Hunter. I don't appreciate that. But there's a lot to be said where like that obsession aspect of like an almost a domination aspect of devouring someone, of having them become part of you, and like. It is an obscene type of intimacy, because, you talk about, often when we talk about intimacy, we discuss like penetration and things like that. And like, really knowing each other's bodies. Well, in what aspect, what better way to know someone than to devour them and to see all of the parts of them?
Mm-hmm. Then there's the just animal instinct of just your meat. Let's go into the next one.
Well, I had one that actually goes right into that where
I think we're on the same page.
It's not the intimate side of it, but it definitely is where it's survival. And we might be on the same side or not, but I was going to go with 2015's Bone Tomahawk.
Because shit.
Those the cave-dwelling Native Americans in that movie, they only ate people. I mean, they were, because remember, they actually have someone they keep in the town that is indigenous, and he's like, they are not part of me.
Yeah,
they are something else.
Yeah,
but
it's
all they do is eat people.
It's like a crazy cult in the midst of like they're like this whole other sect that like even other tribes in the area are like, we don't fuck with them.
Exactly.
Like
they live underground, they live in caves, and they like to eat people, and like the other tribes like we're not down with the killing people and eating them.
I mean, that's actually one of the few films that I actually haven't gotten to see yet where I couldn't find it streaming, so I'm hoping to watch it.
It's not streaming anywhere right now. That is true. I just own it because it's Kurt Russell in a film that like you would not expect him to just crush it in too, by the way.
Which is
awesome.
It's a horror western.
Yeah, it's a horror western.
And it's one of those things that I watch it go, I've never seen a horror western before.
Yes, you
Patrick
have.
Wilson's in it.
Yes,
if anybody's seen The Conjuring or any of that stuff, Patrick, that's his name, right? In the Tall Grass, Patrick Wilson, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
He's in the Conjuring universe.
Night Owl from Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's in it. So the cast, I mean, and then the guy who plays the indigenous gentleman, he's been in a bunch. He was in Westworld. He's been in a bunch of stuff.
Was he the one that was in Fargo season 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is the one in Fargo season 2.
And, Dr. Sleep.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Dr. Sleep.
Yep.
That's right. He is the essential boyfriend, unofficial boyfriend.
Yeah. That's the only real horror western. You said, is there something else?
Oh no, there is definitely something else.
What's that?
Ravenous.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Sir.
Yeah. Do we put that under Western or Frontier or horror frontier?
It is labeled as a horror Western.
Really? Mm-hmm. I consider that more of a frontier laden. What defines the Western or frontier? Is it the root and shoot 'em thing, or?
I think the Western is the overall term for that style of.
Because
exploration.
I would put like Django Unchained under Western, where I would put Hateful Eight under like Frontier, and maybe I don't know.
Well, that's actually a good description because the thing is, it's the region they're in. Think of Hateful Eight, they're like up in the mountains.
Yeah, maybe that's just it.
Frontier, I think Frontier. I think the Dakotas, like Colorado.
Yeah.
The West, we think like Texas, Arizona.
Yeah, but those
kind of plains.
Those are like Texas is Midwest.
Yeah,
it is. And then moving past that, because this is. It plays a lot off the Donner Party, obviously. Yes. And so it's remote in that area where that was one of the struggles that people faced going west. And I think that this is the darker part of Western expansion where it is remote. It is hard to reach people. If something goes wrong, you are it.
Yep. And that goes right into the survival. I mean that, and the way it was shot, the acting was so good because you see how like disgusted they were by having to do it.
Oh,
and that's showing like, okay, well they're still human. They haven't lost this.
I don't know if everybody was disgusted.
Except for the one.
Except for the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Robert Carlyle?
Yeah.
Who you see and be like, you know what I fucking love?
Fucking humans.
Human flesh.
There we go.
There you go.
But overall, you see this remorse and this disgust in yourself. But but what takes over? The fight or flight. You're going to survive.
Right.
People don't like to admit that about themselves a lot of times. But when it comes down to it, you're going to do what you got to do to survive. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
It's one of the aspects of cannibalism.
And
the survival aspect is a big part of it, and a big piece of like what comes into play. Like it's not at all a horror film in the conventional sense, but the film Alive about the soccer players crane.
Is that the one where everybody grows giant beards except for Ethan Hawke, who just grows a goatee for some reason?
Yes, he can't grow hair.
That irritates the shit out of me.
He's got a baby face.
Everybody's got these giant beards, and Ethan Hawke's like, oh well, I just kind of grew a goatee in this whole time.
Baby face.
Yeah,
baby face. He can't grow a beard.
Yeah.
What do you want? Y'all can't be just
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the facial hair difference since y'all can't see through the podcast. Steven is like stroking his luxurious beard, and Hunter is sitting over here with a goatee, mocking another dude with a goatee.
I'm not stranded in the fucking Andes for goddamn like 5 months.
You just have
right?
this patchy fuck about on your face.
But if I wasn't to shave, it probably would grow longer than say Ethan Hawke's.
My dude.
It's almost
True.
like that was in his contract in that movie. He's like,
Gotta keep my goatee.
All right, like I'll grow facial hair, but it's only going to be goatee length because I'm part of the Gen X crowd. All right,
Oh God.
hook it up.
Oh, stop it.
I'm just saying, motherfuckers had like beards down to their fucking middle of their chest, and Ethan Hawke's like, oh man,
Not everyone is a blessed hair grower.
Right? And there's another film I feel like needs to go into the survival mode. Now, it's survival, but it was a choice made by them, this group, but it still fits. And we've got to talk about both the OG and the remake, The Hills Have Eyes.
And then and that's where I was kind of going with,
Yeah.
where that they treat cannibalism like just the nature, like that it's meat. They're not specifically seeking anything, but people are here. We need meat. There you go.
You killed off all life forms by dropping your bombs.
Yeah.
So when meat shows up, we take the meat.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know?
That's one of the other franchises that I need to watch. I will fully admit that I have not seen that because there every once in a while rape scenes get to me. And so I appreciate having a heads up or someone I can watch it with because you never know when that shit's gonna hit
And
wrong.
the remake definitely.
Now, I will say, the remake,
Yeah.
if you don't
caught
watch the
part of
unrated
that.
remake, it's, I don't know, I'd like to say like a rape scene's better, but the unrated version is just, the unrated version is just not.
I remember watching it in the theater, and that was the rated version. I was still pretty creeped the fuck out.
Yeah, the original doesn't have a
I
rape
mean-
scene.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good to know. Cool, then I can watch that.
at least I don't remember a rape scene. I remember like,
They probably allude to it.
yeah, but they don't actually like. It's not so that's where Craven I guess started getting a little bit nicer because his first film in '72, he's like, no, there's a rape scene, bitch.
There's a
I'm
rape
like,
scene, yeah.
holy fuck, dude, it's '72. Yeah, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but we're gonna get into the 70s
Yeah.
soon enough, and we
Yeah.
that's a whole other
Thing.
description.
Yes.
Before we leave the topic of cannibalism for survival, I have one more to add to the end of this. But
Okay.
I would love to hear you guys talk a little bit more about The Hills Have Eyes because it's something that really fascinates me. Of that, like it's that clan mentality, and not only that, but like I feel like Carlisle's character Calhoun was trying to build that in Ravenous a little bit, like because they really went like with that myth of the Wendigo, where like once someone devours human flesh, they will crave it and they will gain these powers and they will ultimately become a monster. And I feel like he was really trying to cultivate that.
And
And I
I
would like to
think
see
that
that.
there is some truth to that because all these people, aside from Ravenous, because that was an elemental thing, that played a huge factor into why they went that way. The other ones we mentioned are choices made by the individual little clan or civilization. Like in Bone Tomahawk, those Indians chose to live in the mountains and
Well, not
eat
only-
humans.
well,
The Hills
not
Have
only did
Eyes, they chose to live on this nuclear wasteland
Okay, fair
where there was no life form,
Okay.
right? So that, at that point, it's not strictly survival. It's about a choice, and this is what we have to do to survive based off the choice we made of where we need to
Well,
where we need to
not
live.
only with Bone Tomahawk, real quick, they all make body modifications. They literally make that under their neck
With
so
like
that-
vertebrae or something
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
where they
Yeah.
can communicate. So they're not just like killing motherfuckers and that's their thing. They have this whole culture of modifications, killing people, the way they treat their women, which is the other shocking
Thing.
scene in
Oh,
there.
Yeah, that
Holy
was
shit.
gross.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Yeah.
just, and that's almost like
Yeah.
because the women in the tribe are pretty much just there to birth.
They're birthing machines. That's all
Yeah,
they are.
birthing machines.
It's birthing machines.
where the legs and the arms are cut off and they're just sitting there, and that's
they're
one of the things.
potato babies.
Pretty much,
Or
yeah. Where
baby
it's almost like,
teenagers.
do they devour the women's legs and
They're
arms?
just living incubators.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what they are.
I mean, I guess that's essentially what women would have been to the Sawyer clan.
True. I mean,
mean-
or any old civilization.
Yeah.
But cutting off the limbs is another thing.
That
I
is a
want-
step.
There's
That's a
like I
step.
want you to stay
That's a
here,
step that
and
was
this is
taken.
you have no choice but to stay here.
That does
I'll
remind
feed
me
you
of
every
the
once in a
second-
while.
And then you're
Dexter
gonna birth this, and then we're gonna gyrate a little bit on you, and then you're gonna do it again. I mean, there's just, but they have no limbs to kill themselves with. So
Yeah,
there's-
they
I
can
would
try to
roll
roll
my
over.
ass off the table. Like I would learn. Like that's where you got to use that booty pop. Like booty pop your ass off a cliff, man. That's what I would fucking do. Like I'm not living this fucking baby machine life.
yeah. So but Hills Have Eyes. Like I said, I think it was definitely more of
They kind of got. I think they got off on the hunt a little bit. Like, are like, oh shit, people.
they
here.
were sadistic as
And,
fuck.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so it's not just like we kill them instantly. Like they're hunting them and then killing
In
them.
both renditions, they fucked with the family hard.
So one of the films that I watched recently that It had been on my want to see list for a long time, and I'm so glad that I finally watched it. Was We Are What We Are?
I saw that movie. I have not watched it. I've seen it though. Like,
do you mind if I talk about it a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Go for it.
So it's you know, and it's something that like you can like when you read the synopsis of it, like you can kind of see how it plays out. I'm not going to fuck up the final scene for you because for me that was like the moment that I was waiting for, because the rest, like, you know, it follows a lot of beats that you can kind of get behind, where like they have this tradition where like it's like essentially called like the Blood of the Lamb Day, where they essentially like eat a person every year, and so they've been living in this town, this family, and so people have like periodically gone missing, and this is the year that all of that starts to kind of unravel. But it stems back from when their ancestors settled in that area and they resorted to cannibalism to survive, and the patriarch snapped and was like, this is a gift. The meat is a gift. This person has died and they have gifted their body to us to survive.
Okay.
And it's something where, like, you know, he called his oldest daughter to like come and like essentially, I think it was like strip the meat off her mother's body or something like that.
Oh,
it's intense.
Oh.
But it's, and you know, they make it into a stew and all sorts of other stuff. But it's like the family has like ritualized it, and so it's this patriarch who's very much still wrapped up in that pattern where like this is the way we do things. And the girls are, I want to say one is like 16, maybe older, and the other one is just a little bit younger. So they're kind of like they know what they're doing. It's not a shock. Their younger brother, I don't know if he knows that he eats people yet, or if they're going to be like, hey, surprise, your favorite food is Uncle Tom. But I highly recommend it. At the very least, it is worth a watch. And when you do watch it, you will understand why I did not want to spoil anything about the last scene, because it was just delicious. And
you bringing up the whole like tried and true like tradition that the patriarchs kind of hemmed up and leads onto the road of more of a fun. I know folks have been a little bit darker at the beginning of the cannibalism, but you know, I mean, it's cannibalism. What the fuck?
Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun with it. One that, again, the patriarch of the motel,
yay!
you would say, would say he's following into the tradition of his grandma, which we're talking about Motel Hell. You've got,
so goddamn
it takes
silly.
all kind of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. All right,
he's the biggest damn cannibal in the county.
No, that was his son. He's like,
that's his brother.
Oh, it's his brother. That's right. Yeah, his brother's like, he's the biggest damn cannibal out of all of us. And as he's like hacking away at his bodies. I mean, come on, man. Yeah. He planted the fucking bodies in clothes.
Yep.
Yeah. He didn't strip them. Nah. I thought there would be some sense of like, you strip them and the earth's moisture does something. No, you're like wearing ratty ass clothes.
And just seeing him add new people, and there's the other heads, just like, all right, you're part of the new batch. Like,
that's right.
That's fucking. But that was, I mean, as much as, you know, that came out after the Texas Chainsaw did, you know, of course, that fed into that fed. It was also loosely based off a real live story out of Poland. Karl Denke. Denke? I don't know how to pronounce Polish names. I'm sorry, everybody.
Probably Denke.
Karl Denke, Denke.
Yeah.
And where he would take the homeless and he would.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
that's actually happened a lot throughout history.
The homeless are always easy prey.
Well, no, I mean, like,
no,
people
I'm
getting
serious,
sold as... Well, no, you're right. And that actually leads us into Chud. But,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm really happy about that because that's where I was going. That's where I wanted to go. Yay. But anyway, it does, like, you're right, but, like, except for in this film, he's in the middle of nowhere, so anybody who travels that road, like, you know, it's not a heavily traveled road, so...
Plus, it's unassuming that this weird old-ass fucking farmer would be, like, this crazed killer and shit.
Sweet little old man.
And the fact that...
pig mask,
the fact that, like, 75% of the town's been eating human flesh for the last, 30 years.
Yeah.
Like...
Pig. He just took a pig head. That's not... I don't even think we could call that a mask, my dude. That had a lot of meat.
Yeah, I was going to say a pig head, but I'm just saying... Besides that, they just act like, you're very old. Like, just go down that road. You'll find, like, it's very old-timey. You don't expect this motherfucker's gonna put a pig head on and fucking kill me. Like,
No.
he's gonna whittle me something, not fucking make me into a fucking meal.
Well, yeah,
Not whittle me.
Yeah.
So the pighead thing, that was just the grand finale of the shit show that is this movie. And I say that as much as I love it, it's a fucking tire fire.
Oh, yeah.
This movie, there is nothing.
But they don't take themselves seriously.
No,
they don't. They know it. They know
It's
it.
called Motel Hell, all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, they knew what they were getting into. It wasn't like, this is going to be groundbreaking. It's
No.
like, nah.
Yeah.
No. Exactly. They exactly knew. And that last
And the-
scene with the chainsaws and Vincent's wearing the pig head, I'm just like, oh,
And that's where we go into the next movie, which again I will say was not taking themselves very seriously.
No.
Literally, the name of the movie is Chud. All right,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
at that point, they're not going. You better take this serious. Like this is.
Yeah.
It's named Chud. All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's an acronym. That makes it serious, right?
No, it doesn't.
Because government acronyms, no, nothing? Okay, never mind. But yeah, that's that. I'm so glad Murph brought that up because Chud's
It's Chud.
It's Chud. We get to see a young Daniel Stern.
Oh my god! Like I watched it the other night. I was like, how did I never notice that like half of Home Alone is in this fucking movie? Like,
You're just
what
waiting
the
for
fuck is
you're waiting for
going
John
on?
Candy to show up at some point.
Dude,
Like,
I was sitting there. I was like, is Harry in there?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Harry one of the
Reverend,
mutants?
whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh yeah, fucking Marv.
yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but that's Chud's. The fucked up thing is you see biting, you don't actually see a lot of eating.
Okay, so my question about that movie, it bothers me because she gets fucking bit, and it showed when the other dude got the chunk taken out of his leg and he got bit, he turned into one of those fucking creatures. Is she turning into one of those creatures? Because that's how that movie should have ended, with him dying.
Is that how that happened in Chud 2? I've only watched Chud 2 once,
I've
and
only
I
watched
don't
Chud
remember.
I've never seen
2.
Chud 2, so
Oh, there's a Chud 2.
Yeah.
Well, I
there's a
know it
3
exists, but oh my god.
I think there's a 3 as well.
yeah. If the
sequel's
first
gotta be
movie does
stellar.
any sort of business and the studio's like hungry for, whatever, they'll make sequels. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, all right? I mean, like,
There are like
Yeah.
5 sleepaway camps, and there's like 9 puppet masters.
Oh, no, there's like 11 Puppet Masters.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
shit.
just
I'm just
rebooted
saying,
it.
you
Oh,
get a movie
Jesus.
that does any sort of either business or like cult status, you're gonna get fucking sequels. Unwanted sequels most of the time, but sequels.
Yeah.
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 Now, another one that is fun that I don't know if everyone has seen or not, but Blood Diner, where it's
Oh,
two
that's on
brothers
my
own a
list.
diner
Haven't seen
and they
that,
resort
yeah.
to cannibalism to kind of. I feel like either Tales from the Crypt got their idea from that, or they got their idea for that film from Tales from the
Probably,
Crypt.
Yeah,
was
but
gonna
I
say.
think all of that stems from Blood Feast from Herschel Gordon Lewis back in the 60s, doesn't it?
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, one of John Waters' favorite movies.
Well, if it's John Waters likes it, then hey,
Yeah.
it's all right with me.
All right. Can we go to the movie that literally has the title in it?
Yes, Hunter. Yes,
All
yes,
right.
we
Okay.
can.
All right.
All right.
Yes,
Can we-
yes,
Would
we
you
can.
like to say the title?
Yes.
Cannibal Holocaust. All right. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but that's when you say cannibal, that's got to be one of the first ones. I mean, it's in the title, and it's so fucked up. I mean,
Yep.
like,
Oh yeah.
I think we can accurately say notorious.
Yes.
yeah. I
Yes.
mean, literally, shit was so hardcore. It's still crazy that this was a thing that happened, that the director went on trial because everybody thought, oh, these actors were actually murdered.
Yeah.
Like, how crazy is that? Like, someone's like, we gotta put this guy on trial. He's bragging about murdering all of his actors. And, like, they literally set up a trial date until he's like, come in, actors that are still alive. See?
Well, not only that, he actually paid those actors to hide for a year
Yeah.
to perpetuate the blurred line of whether or not it was true. And while not being the first one in the genre, is definitely, I would say, the most well known of the like cannibal films genre of the 70s and 80s, that it focused primarily on cannibal tribes.
And isn't it true that we still there still hasn't been a release, or at least our generation still hasn't seen like the original cut of that film? I feel like they've still only released like
Yeah.
somewhat censored, even though they're not censored. I'm like, wow, what does the completely uncensored version look like? I feel like that still is still a thing,
it's them
right?
eating on multiple penises. I don't know. Like,
I think that you are correct, and that we haven't seen the fully released unrated. But it's also
What
an
are you
Italian
missing?
film made in the 70s. I want more people eating, Hunter.
Yeah.
Eat more people.
oh, sorry.
Less rape, more eating. Thank you.
That's fair. I get it. I can go with that.
That's my general stance.
I am saying
let's rate more cannibalism, please and thank you.
Oh, I thought you were going to say let's rate more eating.
Well, that too.
what's crazy though with Cannibal Holocaust is that it honestly is a jumpstart for a genre that didn't take off till years later, which is the found footage. Like,
do we have to go into that again?
I'm always saying it's how. I mean,
actually,
what's
two
the next,
genres.
What's the next found footage movie that like is that notorious?
Blair Witch.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's
Blair Witch was the next
far
big one.
down.
But the other one that it actually is somewhat credited with jumpstarting is the mockumentary, even though it's because it, while not as funny as the standard mockumentaries that we think of today, it is another one that is listed in that genre. But I'm not going to get on a high horse, but I do want to mention it because one of the things that these films did was really interesting to me, where like it really reinforced how cannibalism was a tool of colonialism, where like, and it was used to show that society was less advanced, and it was a tool that like the British used against the Irish and the Scottish, talking about like, oh, you know, they're cannibals, they do this, that, and the other, because people would be like, oh my god, those cannibal Scots. And so it was the same thing where they would be like, oh my god, these tribes are so like, you know, they eat people, this, that, and the other. And it is a different type of exploitation film, and is a different level than some of the other exploitation films that we saw during that similar time period, which I'm not at all surprised that it was the Italians that took us here.
Yeah.
Let's face. Look at the directors. Look who we got from that time frame.
Look,
come on. I mean, yeah.
But you know, I do think that it is as like base violence and like this is what it is as it is, it actually does have a huge dialogue within that like narrative of colonialism and cannibalism and all that stuff.
Okay.
Plus the motherfuckers in Cannibal Holocaust, they're kind of assholes.
Oh my god, they're dickheads.
It's like they're burning down their fucking huts and like, check this shit out. Like, I mean, yeah, guess what? You're gonna get murdered and eaten because you asked for it, motherfuckers.
Seriously, yeah.
And that's what's great is that like you backtrack and you're like, oh my god, these poor victims. But I'll be honest, after a while, you're like, I don't call them poor victims. They kind of like were poking the fucking bear for half the fucking time they were there.
They were more than poking the bear. I mean,
they were shitting on top. They were shitting on top of the bear and saying, "Fucking eat me."
They stuck their dick in the bear's mouth and then fucked its wife. God damn it! Like,
but no, that's very accurate. It's not. You're not poking it. You're literally destroying.
They didn't discover the tribe and like, look, we lied to. They're just like, fuck you. Like, I mean, they're such assholes.
And they set shit up.
Yeah.
They were like, we're going to start a war.
Check this out. Like, yeah. And then you're Apollo Bones.
So
everything we see in the first half of the movie is a result of those jackasses, where they're basically like semi-cleaning up after those people.
I like that the tribe left all the reels, leaving. They probably know. It's like wait, look, you'll watch the footage. You'll know why we did this. These are all assholes. All these bones were asshole bones. All right, watch the footage. All right, like they conveniently put the film cans next to the bones, just so you're like, look, we had a reason. All right, Your Honor. Like if you look at the footage, these guys were assholes. That's why they're dead. All right,
there you go.
We kept their spirits. I mean, that was a thing
that tribe wouldn't fucking care about those fucking film cans except for to be like, see,
yeah. We kept this. We took it from them. Fuck you.
How do you feel better now?
Yeah,
Hunter?
Yeah.
You got the one with the in the name.
I mean, come on, dude. Like,
no, I know.
When you bring up the episode, I'm like, come on, like.
So now I will say, listeners, we probably won't really dive into Green Inferno that much.
We already dived into the Green Inferno because they mentioned the Green Inferno upwards of 20 times within Cannibal Holocaust. So I don't see why we need to talk about a remake.
There you go, because that's going to be later on. Hunter and I will dive into that.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, it's hard not to. All right, yeah, that's a killer film.
Now taking it, I kind of want to do a slightly hard turn and take it back into the vein of it's. I feel like it was done to be a evolution of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre style, because that was in Texas and it was in the middle of nowhere, blah blah. They switched the geography and you just put it in a little off-beaten path, shortcut road in West Virginia, and what you get is you get Wrong Turn.
Yep.
Now,
I told you you're going.
I'm gonna tell you, dude, the first Wrong Turn, I fucking love that movie. I don't like any of the sequels.
No.
Like, all the sequels suck. But the first Wrong Turn...
We've already gone over how that happens. Yeah.
This was like 5. There's like 5 Wrong Turns. But
Sorry.
They've been wrong. They've been wrong
You're in New
4
York,
other
it's
times.
Fine. Yeah. But no,
How did I end up on an army base? Damn it, Google Maps.
But the first Wrong Turn, plus it got Eliza Dushku, which
Oh,
that helps.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
come
it
on.
helps,
I
yeah.
mean,
it
that really
certainly doesn't fucking hurt.
Exactly. And I mean, with the storyline, the suspense, the climbing through the trees, run away from these inbred cannibals. I mean, they literally are hiding in their cabin, watching them eat
Yep.
previous hikers in the mountains, like just watching them chow down. Could you imagine just chilling in a room and you see these inbred, like fucking weird shaped head motherfuckers just eating humans, and you're like, I gotta be quiet or I'm next. Like, how the fuck do you do that?
You lock the fucking door, you get a better pair of binoculars and a gun.
So, yeah, I mean, well, no, when they found the cabin, it was their cabin, so they're hiding in their cabin. So when they bring back their kill, they're eating their kill in their cabin. Meanwhile, they've got other fresh meat chilling, hiding through the cabin they don't know about. That's what I'm saying. You're like in their nest, and you're hiding in their nest. That's what got me, is you're hiding in their comfort zone.
Yeah, you're kind of fucked. They know the area a little bit better.
Exactly. But then there's that whole scene where they're like running through the trees trying to escape them. That was pretty fucking rad.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole setup of that story, again, people, never take the shortcut. We have stressed this multiple times on this podcast. Fuck the shortcut.
Yeah. Even when the guy at the gas station says, there's a good shortcut.
No.
He's not looking out for your best interest.
No,
Especially if it goes through the fucking woods.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Main
wrong
roads.
turn, fucking hills have eyes.
Yeah, nope,
Like,
nope,
yeah,
nope,
don't
nope.
take their advice, all right?
Nope.
Stick with the map, all right? There's a reason.
With the map. No, but I just thought Wrong Turn was another evolution between Texas Chainsaw Massacre and even like Hills Have Eyes, really.
Yeah.
If you think about it. You
Because
go
it
from
was a very
Texas to the
territory.
desert. Yeah, we haven't really seen it in the mountains up to that point. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, not from a familial point of view anyway.
Exactly.
I don't think.
No.
So I think that was...
Now, if only one of them was singing songs during the middle of it, then we'd have another.
But you don't want to talk about bloodthirsty teenage girls?
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to talk about
So there's two
bloodthirsty.
things that, like... Oh, God. Okay, so...
Now we're going to the far end of cannibalism.
Okay,
Oh,
well, we
God.
can
When do
take
we go first?
Well, I have a lot to say about the singing one.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's...
But-
well, I feel like you're the only one that has anything to say about the one female
What,
one
Jennifer
you want to
Body?
bring up.
Jennifer's Body?
Yeah, I don't have
I know
anything
that
good to
you
say about that
don't
movie.
care for it, but I think that it was nice for me to see a female-bodied human taking that much aggressive. I know, technically a demon. Shut your face. Yeah, no, I see you. But a female identifying, presenting being that aggressive and carnivorous, because a lot of times they end up as cattle. And so it's really kind of nice to watch, this
they
bitch
did it
murder.
better when they did Ginger Snaps when they're werewolves.
Oh,
and
yeah.
two,
But there are
they
a lot of
also,
fucking werewolf movies. We can
and
talk
two,
about fucking The
not
Howling.
female
when we're doing
were-
that. Yes. Oh, yes.
She shows up at the end and gets shot as a little puppy.
No, there's the main fucking female werewolf that seduces her goddamn knockoff fucking Tom Atkins husband. And then fucking like...
Wait, wasn't that Tom Atkins?
No, that wasn't Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins is much more handsome, thank you.
Yeah.
I have Tom Atkins feelings. No, they have the whole like, we're fucking and turning into werewolves scene.
Yeah, but that was like, then it pans out in the wolves, so you don't actually see him being vicious. You see him fucking. I'm talking about like...
That's where she got scratched, and then she was like, you've been with that bitch in heat.
But
Okay, now
I
we're
mean,
off
so
topic.
anyway,
Yeah. Somehow
Anyway.
we went
Look,
way
I'm
Anyway.
off
just saying
topic.
that like...
they did it better in Ginger Snaps.
Look, there's a lot of fucking films that
And
did
two-
things better. It was still nice to see.
CGI. Can I just talk
Okay,
about
yeah,
the
no.
horrendous, like no excuse, will never say I'm okay with it, use of shite CGI in
right,
Jennifer's
all right.
body.
No,
Fuck
I
that
agree.
movie.
It would have been really nice to see that film use way more special, like actual...
I might have a different feeling
Practical
about
effects.
it if I saw more
Yes.
practical effects. Honestly.
I will see... I think that the other thing
It
is
lost
that
a lot
I
of
watched
support
it...
though when they were filming it. That I think a lot of the stuff.
Oh, yeah, it did.
You could follow the beats and see that it could have been a really strong movie.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it. Yes, it has some really shitty effects, but they also lost a lot out because
Mm-hmm.
it was supposed to be a stronger movie with more practical effects and more stuff invested into it. And unfortunately, the main star had lost her,
Transformers thing.
sellability. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
a lot of that was pulled, and so you get what you get, but you could see the potential of that movie.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we're just left with, it feels like you're almost left with sloppy seconds with that film. And that's my problem with it.
I'm not going to lie. Part of my appeal for that film, number one, I thought it was going to be way lower. Like I thought I was gonna fucking hate it.
And that's, I think, what happened with
And that was
everybody.
bad.
That's why.
And then I was like, oh, actually, this really isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, because I had built it up to be way worse. And the other thing, I'm really stoked to see I can tell the weather with my boobs girl from Mean Girl stabbing a bitch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm fucking proud of her.
And I will say, I appreciate how that movie ended with the band that started everything.
Oh, yeah.
And literally, they're like, well, we're killing you because we were selling our soul to Satan, and this is how we do it. And at the very end, that's their demise, is the chick that can tell the weather fucking rolls up there and murders the entire band. I appreciate that. And maybe that's one of the selling points for me, is that they're so cocky when they're doing it. They kill one person that they don't expect that someone's going to come after them. So
Okay.
Yeah. Let alone a tiny blonde girl.
yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh, one I just want to mention real quick, because it's not seen in it, but fuck, I wish it had been. Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death.
The fuck?
Oh my god, it has Adrienne Barbeau in it, and it's such a fucking
You had
ridiculous.
me
Talking about women that can tell the weather with their boobs.
Oh my god,
shit.
Adrienne Barbeau. Okay, I can't say what I would let her.
She's the fucking Weather Channel. That's all.
Seriously.
I'm saying.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Like, I don't care. I met her
would
at a
let that
HorrorCon a
woman
few years.
Stomp my face into acid.
I met her a few years ago at a HorrorCon, and to this day, I would let her ride my face.
Whammy.
Just saying.
No, like I know you're saying just saying, but I feel like the whole table is just nodding at
Yes,
you right
yes,
now. Like,
yes, we concur. We concur.
Yes.
Good sir.
And cheers
Yes.
to that, indeed.
Yes, good sir. Yes.
And that is why they call you from the mouths of madness. But it's not a horror film, and I thought it was going to be, and it was something that like I ordered when I ordered that film when I ordered Sorority Babes of the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama, to give you an idea. But
right.
it's goofy. It plays on a lot of stereotypical gender shit, and the avocado jungle in the middle of California. There are full fucking. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. These two psychiatrists. There's been one woman who has disappeared, and that's Adrienne Barbeau's character. And so they're going into the avocado jungle to find her and the piranha women, who are this cannibalistic tribe where they mate with men and then kill them. And then it's just
Okay.
it is
All right.
ridiculous, but I'm
All
just
right.
like, you know what, I can get behind this, or on top of never mind.
Yeah. All right.
But it is fully ridiculous, and I enjoyed that like slight poking fun at the cannibal tribes thing, and where that's all very clearly white women in an avocado jungle in California. So where you're like, yeah, okay.
I get it. All right. Well, I feel like there's one more topic that at least two of us are brimming to talk about
You can talk
before we
about it.
get into the last little segment. But
Should we sing about it or just talk about it?
I think it depends on what era.
I don't think I know the songs well enough to sing them.
I do.
Yeah.
But I will just talk about. We're going to talk about
The
Sweeney
Razor
Todd,
Hunt.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
demon barber of
Fleet
Street. Yeah.
Lift your razor high.
Oh,
Shut your fucking face.
somebody's a fan.
No,
I
see,
have seen it live multiple times.
I've never seen it live,
Oh, it's so good.
but I didn't hate the Tim Burton adaptation.
Have you ever seen the George Hearn Angela Lansbury stage recording?
No.
No.
Well, that would be why you didn't.
You're not a
fucking
true
hate the Tim
fan,
Burton.
okay?
No, it's not that you're not a true fan.
Apparently,
It's-
fuck
okay,
me.
Don't
The
bring
one-
up me pies unless you've seen that shit,
okay.
motherfucker.
All I'm saying is that there were a lot of better choices, and there's some moves that he made in that film that I had a problem with. The biggest thing that I had a problem with is that the line, "Don't I know you, mister," is supposed to happen at the very beginning of the fucking film, and you are supposed to forget about that line. And instead, it happens right before he slits his wife's throat, and then it goes into, it is a line that you are supposed to forget, and at the end of the movie, the gravity of that forgotten line is supposed to fall upon you as it does him.
Okay. That's a big
And
deal.
that is my biggest problem with that film.
But not knowing that doesn't affect me.
And for I'm
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No,
I get that, but that is where that is
And
the
I get
biggest
that.
thing that my thing.
I do
comes from.
understand that. Like
Also,
I can
what
see
the
how that could.
fuck is
Yeah.
there?
for
singing.
this era, Tim Burton.
It was
It's-
awesome.
Yeah, because
Holy
we're
shit.
talking about
Willy
Dark
Wonka.
Shadows, Willy Wonka.
just
Most of
shit.
this stuff is unwatchable.
Just
Then we get a
because
rated
some
R.
of it is
Then we get a rated
diarrhea
R.
yeah.
doesn't
That's
mean
what-
a solid poop is better.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Your booty starts burning after diarrhea, so solid poop's pretty
Not
bad.
if you start solid pooping blood.
You but you get relieved. But solid poop blood's still more relief than solid poop diarrhea. We're at that level, folks.
Yeah, that's where we're at. No, but
These are my feelings.
I do understand. And then not to that, but we get like
we're very low, just like you were talking about with Jennifer's Body.
It wasn't
fair enough.
That the first R-rated Tim Burton film?
No. Like, so what about Sleepy Hollow?
Oh, that was R.
Yeah.
No, that was PG-13.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah,
that was PG-13.
You don't actually see any of the violence.
Nope.
And am I wrong? Alan Rickman, is he in?
He's in Sweeney Todd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
That also
he is the judge.
will always
He's the judge. Yeah.
be a bonus.
Yes,
right?
Alan Rickman. Come on,
Fucking
man.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah, but right. Sleepy Hollow is PG-13. I just rewatched that earlier in the Halloween season.
Yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
Which is weird. You expect a movie where people are getting decapitated might be rated R, but again, they don't show any of the actual decapitations.
That's fair.
But
I will say that there is a great deal of the casting. Like, there's a few aspects of the casting that I was pleasantly surprised by with the film, where I thought that the little boy that they cast to play Toby was great, considering it's a role that's usually handled by an adult because, you're on a stage for long periods of time. And so having this little boy actually play a role meant for a child, did lend itself, and his voice was angelic, which, watching him grind human meat. His little angelic voice.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm saying it's better than Tim Burton's other shit movies, but I probably won't watch it again. I'm just saying, for any of his movies past 2000s, it's not making my head explode compared to his other stuff.
Well, no, dude. Is it Beetlejuice? Is it?
I would say it's not that level. That's what I'm saying.
Is it Batman? Is it any of that?
Mars Attacks?
Mars
even?
Attacks? No,
I
it's
wish
not.
he had cast Michelle Pfeiffer. Fuck.
No, but he's gonna go with his boo.
And
for
honestly,
everything.
Does he have a choice in the matter?
Which boo?
Apparently not.
Both
boos. There you go. Because both of them are in fucking Dark Shadows too, which is a shite movie.
Jesus Christ. I know.
That's fucking terrible. Oh, God.
And that's what I'm saying, though, is watch Dark Shadows and watch Sweeney Todd. You can watch Sweeney Todd. You start screaming at the screen 20 minutes into Dark Shadows because it's fucking dog shit.
Exactly.
Right?
Now, and I enjoyed I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cast outside of the obviously. I felt like that was the one thing that I actually got Johnny Depp acting in versus everything else he'd done. Because he was like his staple in the 2000s, and I felt like I was just seeing the same fucking thing over and over again.
That role makes
But I
sense
feel like
for
that
him.
role,
Yeah.
he actually pulled something different out for that, And I thought he did a good job with the scores. I thought Sacha Baron Cohen did great too.
Sacha Baron Cohen
God damn, I
was
forgot about that.
fantastic. So the interesting thing is they actually lowered the vocal range, the standard vocal range of Pirelli for Sacha Baron Cohen, and it worked out great because his voice could carry it. And they did something for his character that, while they changed it from the original script of the musical, made sense because Pirelli has a much higher tenor voice. He is very high, whereas Sacha Baron Cohen very low. But he handled the role and he handled that vocal change, and it made sense for his voice. And I wish that they had done some of that. If he had to cast Depp, I wish that they had pushed a little bit more with his vocal work, because in my opinion, the role of Sweeney needs to be one of the most vocally strong performers in the cast if you are going to make a musical.
He wasn't in the movie, definitely, no.
And he was not.
No,
and
he
that was
wasn't.
one of the things that...
Yeah.
Because the madness and the emotion has to radiate through the songs as well, because otherwise, why the fuck are you making a musical?
Truth. Fair. All right. I can see that, and I do want to see it live, or at least some rendition of it. Whether
You
it
have
be...
to, apparently.
Yeah.
Murphy's...
No, but I love
required.
musicals.
Yeah.
I love going to musicals.
It's
I
great.
love seeing
Although
live
I will
musicals.
warn you, Joanna makes some crazy eyes. Holy shit.
But all right. So that's gonna pretty much. We had to end it on some disagreements.
But what we can all agree on is that meat pies are delicious.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly.
Yep.
As long as I don't know what they're made from, I will go get a meat pie all day.
We established at the
every day.
beginning of this
Try
episode,
the
y'all.
priest,
Yeah.
Stephen.
So, all right. Again, that's about all we got to talk about for cannibalistic horror. Now, of course, there are tons of other ones. There's some on my list that obviously I didn't bring up. I'm sure it's the same for both the other people on this episode. So it's just what it is. We are limited in time.
Oh,
but
shit, we didn't even talk about Cannibal the musical.
see, there
Yeah.
you go. Right now, that doesn't mean we're done. We're we got one little more segment, but before we get to that, we got to talk about sponsors. So we've got, of course, OGAmazon.com. Holiday season's coming up. You know, you go to GUIPodcast.com, you go to our links on the top right corner, click that. You'll see a giant Amazon picture. You click on that. It'll take you to Amazon.com, and you shop like normal. You're just shopping through our links, so we get a little kickback. As you buy your holiday stuff, you actually might give us a little bit of change to buy our holiday stuff, and we greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
you very much.
You. And the other one would be TeePublic, which is all our merch. We've got like 32 or 33 fucking designs on our TeePublic page. And you go to the same place, GUIPodcast.com. You go to the top right, you see links, you click on that. You see the giant picture that says TeePublic, and you click on that. It'll take you right to our page. You can get on everything. We're talking pillowcases, just shirts, hoodies, masks.
I don't know why I keep saying that. Almost like, you know, please everybody wear a mask. Get rid of our masks. That'd be awesome.
Masks.
And when you buy one of the masks from TeePublic, don't they send an N95
They
mask?
were. I don't know if they're still doing that, but I want to say they are.
I hope so.
We hope they
I
are.
want to say they are.
Yeah.
Every mask that's bought, they'll send one to a hospital of some an actual N95 mask to a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now they're more plentiful. So I don't like there's no shortage of N95 masks right now.
But
so
it
I
still
don't
doesn't
know.
hurt to have
No.
more.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's why I don't know if they're still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
I know when they started this, it was when there was a huge PPE shortage because our government sucks a
Yeah.
giant cock. And anyway,
That's an understatement.
anyway,
Sucks cock poorly with teeth.
yeah. Some people like teeth. I don't get it, but whatever.
Look, everybody's got their different jams. You know, vor is a thing since we're talking about fucking cannibalism, which we will just leave that to the side.
leave
But
that
I will
Ooh.
say, how fucking brilliant would it be for y'all to walk around in a From the Mouths of Madness mask? I mean,
There you
that
go.
just makes sense.
There you go.
There you go.
Do it.
Or, I mean, we're not going to be biased here because we're all part of the network. Any GUI show mask.
Yes. Ooh, also, the human centipede live, laugh, love one would be a
Yes,
good hit
that
for,
would be a good one.
Thanksgiving and other family gatherings.
It's a good topic starter. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
always keep that in mind. And, all right. Now it's time for
Stump the host.
All right, so Stump the Host is where we ask the guest to bring a series of questions where they basically ask us in rapid fire session, and Hunter and I get to just talk shit to each other.
Try to
Hunter's in the
answer
lead
them.
by 2.
I thought it was 3.
No, it's 2.
All right.
Because I remember I won one, and that dropped it back to 1, and then you won the last one that brought it up
All
to 2.
right. I'm surprised at this point Murphy is not speaking up because I figured they would know what the count is. So.
Oh,
I just like listening to y'all both get spanked.
it is 3.
Yes,
He's right.
It is.
But no, see, I have it. I told you I keep it up to date. It is 3. He is up by 3.
Let's see what happens here.
Yes.
I'm probably going to lose. It's fine.
God damn it. Don't have that attitude.
I mean, no, I'm not upset about it. I'm just like,
beat up on a kid in a wheelchair. Come on, man.
oh
Don't
wait,
say
so
that
because I don't
I'm
bring the
probably gonna
aggression.
lose.
I mean, that's fine.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I didn't say I didn't care. I just said I was probably going to lose. Whatever. It's going to get so far in advance. See, Hunter's thing is trivia. When we first,
We'll reset after 10. If I get up on 10, then we reset and we're both even.
and then we just have like a separate tick mark of how many times we've reset because you've been
Yeah.
up by 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's my sly way of talking shit. So
Well, it's
Exactly.
funny because last time
Fucker.
I did trivia, you didn't get any actually correct, so it's
That
okay.
that is
true.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe you'll actually get one this
It's a
time.
little bit of luck.
No,
All
it
right.
wasn't luck. It was you got closer to the number
See?
last time.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we were nice to you.
All right, let's see. Oh,
All right.
man.
I
All right, our guest gets to decide who goes first.
actually I want you two to decide because I tried to be nice.
Don't leave it. Don't.
I'll go with the same rules I run with chess.
Okay, well then I'm gonna
loser
go-
gets to go first. So,
Yeah.
Aren't you so fucking sweet?
yes.
He's a giant piece of shit, but that's a different
damn.
conversation.
What the fuck is going on here?
He's flirting with you. Don't
Oh,
you
okay.
recognize it?
He likes you.
He likes you.
All right, what we got?
All right. Question number 1. So, what family is the family in The Hills Have Eyes based on?
Oh my fucking god.
Some say they're fictional, some say they are real.
Yeah, and I
can give you a country of origin after if neither of you guess.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank.
Hunter's making eyebrows.
Mm.
I actually bring it up in the Killer Filler about Hills of Eyes. I
You
just can't
do.
fucking remember.
I'm drawing a blank. So,
The country of origin is Scotland. Don't poop.
dude, don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
God damn it.
Sawney Bean. The Sawney Bean clan. and it is debated as to whether or not they are real or fictitious. So,
All right. Fucking A.
yep.
All right.
All right.
Hunter.
Onward to Hunter. So, what is considered the first film of the cannibal films genre of the 70s and 80s? And this is specifically, I will clarify that this is the one talking about the cannibal tribes, because that was the big focus of the cannibal films of the 70s and 80s.
I mean, I'll just go to Cannibal Holocaust.
Incorrect. Stephen.
All right, read that again?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say.
Like, wait, hold on.
What is considered the first film of the cannibal films genre of the 70s and 80s?
Not Cannibal.
It is not.
Yeah,
Cannibal
I was
Holocaust.
gonna say.
Cannibal Holocaust was not the first. It is the most well known.
Then I have no fucking idea.
Is it-
You already answered.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah, no, I don't know.
I mean,
your
you can answer.
No,
it
just
just won't
say
be
it.
for a point. Umberto Lenzi's The Man from Deep River in 1972.
I've never seen that. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
feel
it has the Italian title, but
Okay,
as
no, but
well,
no,
but-
I just have not
that is
seen that.
that is credited with being the first film of the cannibal film genre dealing specifically with cannibal tribes and the similar.
Okay,
Oh, all right.
learning shit.
Aha,
I
I like
aha.
it. Aha.
All right. Okay. So, bringing it back to the last subject that we talked about.
Oh boy.
Prior to the musical and the film, where did the story of Sweeney Todd originate? What was the first, incarnation of it?
What do you? Huh? What? What was the first incarnation? Like, who wrote it?
No. Where did it,
What made it a thing?
yeah, what made it a thing?
The play?
Incorrect.
A poem?
Incorrect.
A song?
A sonnet?
Yeah.
No, it first appeared as a story in the Victorian Penny Dreadfuls.
Oh, fuck me. I knew that. Holy shit. God damn it.
Yep.
No, I knew that. I knew that.
I know
Because
you did.
I knew I've read about the Penny Dreadfuls because of the reason I got into the Penny Dreadfuls was because of the show. And I'm like, holy shit, that actually was a short story horror series. And yeah, fuck me.
I think it was
I'm not
the one that it was called String of Pearls or something like that.
God damn it.
I'm not upset that I got that wrong just because seeing the pain of him
Well,
knowing that.
I hate like the other ones. I literally didn't know.
Yeah.
I knew that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm
It's just
still...
I haven't looked at anything Penny
That's fair.
Dreadful in
That's fair.
fuck years.
That's fair.
No, but that's a great question though.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay.
Very horror. I mean, that's like OG Victorian Gothic horror.
Murphy's doing their job of making us look stupid as they like to do. So
yeah, as they did in fucking
I
GalaxyCon.
say, at least this time there's not a crowd around and
Yeah.
like, all right, we make y'all look stupid.
Ask questions. I'm sorry.
Hunter, fucking go. None of us have got
Okay.
anything right, by the way. So
All right. Hunter. The films Cannibal from 2006, Rotenberg in 2007, and Diary of a Cannibal in 2006 are all based on an actual event. Who is the person they reference?
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Incorrect. Stephen.
Ed Gein?
Incorrect.
Yeah.
This is they all reference Armin Muse of Mindtile fame.
God damn you, Muse.
Damn you.
Damn
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Armin
no.
Muse is
I just went with the go-to.
person.
Come on, Dahmer. I mean,
Armin Muse is another fairly well-known case that had a bunch of films and other things based off of him. He was the person that put out the ad in the German newspaper for someone who wished to be killed and eaten.
all
Oh,
right.
okay,
That's why that
yeah.
sounded
I do
familiar.
I do remember
Son of
that.
a
Yep,
bitch.
and that is that person that he is the person that Mindtile is based on, and that there's a bunch of other things based on him as well.
Yeah.
All
Of course, she's
right.
going all cannibalistic with the
So the
questions.
score is 0-0.
It's working out well for scorekeeping.
Seriously, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing. You.
Well, I've got two more, and I tried to be a little bit more gentle with these.
I
Okay,
doubt it.
Yeah, let's see.
it's my
see.
tiebreaker. That's
They're trying to fucking just destroy us.
okay.
Hey?
In the film Hannibal Rising, what gives him away as the killer?
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
You're gonna kick yourself.
I know I am. I haven't
sorry.
watched that movie in a while. Oh, it's Rapid Hunter. Okay, I can't remember it.
Since I haven't seen that movie, I have
Oh,
no
you should watch
idea.
that movie.
So I'd
It's
say
a-
it's the slurping sounds every time someone's taking a shower. I don't know. So
No.
Fuck,
damn it.
running.
his
The
shoes.
presence of clove oil. Because they use clove oil to clean the blade that he killed them with.
Aha.
Dude, it's a great film.
It is.
God, it's been a while since I've watched that.
I haven't had a chance to see that one. So
Okay.
nope.
What is Vincent's last confession in Motel Hell?
Fuck.
At what point in the film,
The very last thing Vincent says.
like when he's got the saw on his side?
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
It is the most important thing that he had to confess before he died.
God damn, I just watched this movie too.
I
I
didn't just watch it, but
No, I literally just watched this movie.
this one's so fucking taunting. I can't remember. So
Well, because it's the last question, I feel like we can do a little more time than rapid, right? You don't know it.
no, go for it.
Fuck, I just watched this like 2 days ago. I don't remember. Fuck, I don't remember.
He's a hypocrite because he used preservatives.
Oh, shit. That is right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically it's a tie. Do you have a tiebreaker?
I do, but it is about cannibalism in general, and it is something that has popped up in multiple things that we have seen.
Oh, God.
right.
And I'm going to try to be nice to y'all.
All right, so how do
we
you read
determine this? How did we do it last time?
Y'all can just try to answer.
it? Okay, you decide who answers
Somebody
Okay.
sounds like they think there's no
No
chance
chance.
for even to do
Look,
this shit.
no, I think that there is a chance. I think if you think about it,
All right.
you will know. Given the topic
All right.
and what we have discussed today, thinking about cannibalism apart from films,
Okay.
but something that has definitely influenced. What is the law of the sea in reference to cannibalism?
Oh, and you actually brought this up in the thread.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn, I should have paid attention to that thread. The law of the sea.
The law of the sea. What is the
Always
law
be
of
the
the
bigger
sea?
fish.
That's true.
Not this time.
God damn it.
Yeah, nope, nothing.
When cannibalism is the thing that they have to do to survive, everyone draws straws. The shortest straw is the one to be eaten. The second straw has to do the killing. And that is the law of the sea.
All right. Well,
So that's a tie.
that goes under tie of 0.
We're stupid.
You're not stupid. I just
And-
got excited.
Thank you for listening to The Mouse.
The Mouse.
We like the horror movie.
The mouse.
The Mouse.
It's like
the mouse,
it's like the Bears, but the
Yeah,
mouse.
The Mouse.
Yes.
All right,
Thank
Murph.
you.
Oh man,
Yep.
Murph brought it. They
This is the
kicked us in
first
our
one
dick.
where it's been 0. I think we've at least usually had like 1-1 or someone's got
Yeah,
the tiebreaker
this
at
is-
least.
this is-
Technicality last time.
Yeah.
This is just.
This is a 0-0 tie.
Do we invite them back? Because this is. I don't like this kind of punishment.
Do you want me to start being nicer? I thought I was just being interesting. I'm sorry. I was just like, okay, what am I excited about? Oh, these are cool. This is a cool thing to ask.
No, I mean it's refreshing to get
Yeah.
like royally mouth fucked, but
Should I
I got
start
some studying
putting in
to do.
like a nicer question for you to be like a slow start? Like I know a lot of times like you gotta
chainsaws and lives in Texas. Oh, I know that one. Like, yeah.
incorrect. All right.
holy shit!
It's this tiny
But no,
nuanced
in
film
all-
I read about last week.
In all seriousness, it's a tie. Hunter's still in the lead. He's up 3. Murph, thank you. I mean, you brought it.
Brought
I
it.
mean, you brought it. I mean, it's nothing wrong with stumping the host. That's what
Yep.
the
Yeah.
title is, right? So,
Look, you asked me on a cannibalism episode, so obviously I had to stump you because we all need dinner.
ooh, smart.
Ah. Ah.
That's right.
So,
Thank you both for being delicious.
I hope, I hope some of the you listeners, you knew some of those answers and just could yell at us for being stupid.
Yelling,
Yeah,
while you're
that's
listening
fine.
to it, yelling the answer.
I'm okay
going,
with
Come
that.
on, idiots.
It's great. It's fine. And again, like I said a little earlier, just hit us up at lowdownbrown.gmail.com. Feedback on this episode, what cannibalistic horror movies we missed, because like I said, I know there's some we didn't get to cover.
Oh, there's a bunch.
There's always going to be something we can't cover because we could do a 5-hour episode.
Seriously.
Anyway, let us know what you like, some ideas of what you want to hear. We said we want feedback, so we're definitely going to take all that in consideration, and hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving. Yeah, because you're probably listening. Hope you're listening to this on Thanksgiving. That's when this
Chow
is
down on meat
released.
while you're listening to it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Double check your ham.
Could be that drunk uncle that didn't show up this year.
That long pig.
Yeah. So, and then until we talk to you again, stay safe.
us at GUIPodcast.com.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.